Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a Miniverse, Make It Mini, back to Hogwarts. And we have one of the most important things about Hogwarts that we need to do. It is Hedwig. If we didn't have Hedwig, we wouldn't have mail. So we need our owls that bring us things, but also too they're just a great companion. So also we're going to be sending letters with them, and we're going to be feeding them. So let's see what this is all about. So we have this ring little thing here that's going to be clipping on to here, I believe. There we go. I think it goes any way you want. I don't know. What's the picture show? All right, it's on the side over here. So we just hold it to the side there, and then it holds the bowl. So basically, you can put it as high or as low as you'd like to. That'll hold the food for Hedwig, or little treats. We have owl treats right here for him. Exciting. We have the main feature of the whole thing. We had to keep him in here for now, but once he's released, he will never be put back in here. Don't worry. No animal cruelty here. All right, pop him out. And woohoo! The main, did you hear that? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. The main guy of the evening. We have Hedwig. Awesome. How are you doing? I think, all right. Okay, so the wings don't come out. Okay, good. But they just move around. Let's move it to where they need to be. They look good there. Okay, so his feet are open here. So what we're gonna do is put him up here. He's gonna be holding on to the perch, and we will be using a little bit of resin for that, just to hold him up there. You can take him down or put him wherever you want, but I'm gonna probably keep him in place. But the cool part about this as well is it comes with this resin here, which I believe, let's open it up, is a red resin, as you see. Kind of reminds me of it's not Jack Daniels, but Jim Beam or something. Oh, that's like a deep red, like a wax. I'm very excited. I'm gonna put that upside down already because it looks like it's thick, so it needs to start to dripping down there. But let's open this package here. What, of course, do the owls do? They deliver us mail. Not only items, but they deliver us letters. So the cool thing about this is it not only comes with a stamp or a thing to make the Harry Potter seals for the letter, like this here, basically, in resin form, but it comes with a bunch of envelopes here. Let's take them all out. We'll probably only do one, but we have a bunch of envelopes, and we have there we go, bunch of letters here. So actually it has nothing on them, but you can choose to put whatever you want on it, which I don't know if I'll write anything in it or not. We'll see. It might be a secret. But then you put it in there, and we're going to seal it off, just like the Harry Potter movie, and then press that on there. Not only like this, because it's like the olden times kind of, it also just makes me feel joy because I've always kind of wanted to do some like wax seal work. So we'll see. We'll get to that. I'm very excited. Move that out of the way. Okay, so move the box out of the way. So the first things first is I'm gonna want to feed Hedwig. He's been busy delivering mail, and we're gonna stick him onto the perch, but also we're gonna feed him. So let's stick him on there first. What I'm gonna do is use some clear resin. It doesn't come with clear resin, so you'd have to have clear resin on the side here. So I'm going to do that. It only comes with the red resin. You could use a tiny bit of red resin, but honestly, I don't recommend it. It wouldn't look as good as you'd like. So what I'm going to do is basically stick some clear resin in between his toes here. It's like a little gel pedicure for him. And don't worry, he likes it. Okay, I just stuck a bunch, probably way too much. Hold on. Okay. So we're going to stick it on this perch here where we want it to go, about right there. I'm going to hold it and cure it in place. Awesome. So I'm going to take this actually off there. And while we are getting Hedwig's food ready, we are going to stick him in the light to get a full cure. Okay, so we're going to open up his food here. Let's see how this is packaged. Awesome. There was a bird feeder that I did not get in one of the lifestyle series, so this kind of reminds me of like the bird feed. We're going to pour it in here, but as you can assume, it's going to be messy because as you saw, I've already knocked something over, and it's going to fall over very easily. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna clip a little bit off the corner here. There we go, let some air in. And I will show you what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna feed him. He likes some treats, you know, but we don't need, look at that, it went everywhere. Look at that, that's already too many. Okay, so I'm gonna tape that up after and we're gonna stick it back in the box. But I'm just gonna fold it right now, shove it back in there sideways, and look at that. It looks like we didn't use any of that. But don't worry, we give him treats. All right, so it's gone everywhere. I'm gonna scoop it into the bowl here. And how I'm gonna get those to stay in place, but also look really like they're still, you know, like food, I'm going to use my good old trusty matte top coat here. Hopefully I'll be famous on YouTube one day for this matte top coat, and maybe the company will work with me or something. But I'm going to drip some in there. And the reason I know this is technique is because I've just been working with little crafts for a while. I've been, you know, looking on forums and stuff, but also too, you know, it just helps try different things. So I'm just gonna blob a bunch in here, and what we're gonna do is mix it with our toothpick, little toothpick here. Be gentle, press it down in there, and you're just gonna get all covered. Everything that's gonna be touching the resin slash matte top coat, because it is a type of resin, even though it's a gel polish is a type of resin. He's gonna have these delicious treats. And the reason I like to use the matte top coat is because it does not, it cures it, but it doesn't cure it glossy. Like his food would not have been, you know what I mean? His food's not glossy right now is because we put something in it. But I'm gonna cure that off real quick and we'll come back and I will show you how it'll be good. And then honestly, I might glue it into the bottom of this as well. We'll see how that goes as well, because I don't want that popping out. But we'll see, I'll be right back. Alrighty, so we have our Hedwig back, Hedwig, and he is secure up there, not gonna fall over. Awesome. I thought it was gonna be top heavy, but it's actually a good base. And we have our food here, our little treats. And as you can see, they are not glossy, but also they're not falling out. So this is a good technique I like to use. You don't have to do it, but you can do whatever you want. But I like to do this thing in some of my things because it just works for me. And I was debating, oh, okay, there's a spot right up here. For some reason, it's on the crap. That's why, because I did it on the wrong side here. It doesn't matter at all. So that goes right there, actually. Okay. But what I'm going to do is plop this on here. I'm going to take this off, actually, again. Actually, he can stand up on his own. I'm going to put it on here, and we're going to seal it in a little bit with some clear resin. I'm testing this out. I mixed my clear resin with some of the matte top coat. So I'm just going around the underneath the seal here. I will still let it be detached. I won't like seal it on the pilaster, but I want it to stay in here real well because I want, hold on, let me get this hair off. Okay, so let me cure that in place. Okay, and as you see, look at that. So if you want to hide it, you know what I mean? So it doesn't look like it's glossy. Jeez, I'm crumb. Doesn't look glossy because I put the matte top coat in with it, which is awesome. I like that technique now. But also, if you want to kind of hide, you know what I mean? It doesn't look like I glued it at all now. I'm going to put it in light for one full cure real quick, and we'll come back and we'll do the seals. All right, well, that's curing. We are going to do the letters. So basically, we have enough to do 4 letters. One, how many letters are in there? 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's 4 letters that we can do. I might as well do all 4, I guess. I'm not going to write anything on them, honestly. It was a joke. I don't have time for that. But we're going to bend them in half real quick. It's just for the aesthetics. And we're going to put them in basically this way. You want to open it. No, you want to open it like this. You want to see that you're getting a Hogwarts letter. Plop it in there. Look at that. It looks perfect. Put that back there. Let's fill them all up. Because now that we fed Hedwig, he needs a job. You know what I mean? He's all treated up. And he's like, give me something to deliver. Come on. I don't know why this one doesn't want to go in. I'll use my little scissors. It's stuck in there. Something in there. Okay. So we'll pretend like these are little invitations to our birthday party. Perfect. For some reason, these last 2, maybe they didn't want to. Come on. Open up a little bit. Let this letter in. There we go. This one have letter in it. Okay. So we're gonna just press it down, seal it real quick, because we're never gonna open these again. They're just for looks. I did not get the Harry Potter special edition birthday cake because I don't. It's very. I love this hobby so much. It's very hard to keep up with all the drops. As you see, I have got most of them. It just takes a lot of money and time. So maybe someday I'll get that one. Who knows? It's not as important to me as the ones that I can access easily. But okay, so now we have our seals here. Let me just take this out of the light. So we have our food for or our treats for him. Look at that. Now it's not going to fall off ever, so we won't have to worry about that at all. Now he can just enjoy his treats while we deal with this. So let's open up this back again, flip it back up. All right, so honestly, look, it doesn't look like it moved at all. That's gonna be good. I don't know how well this is gonna go. All right, so it's these square bottles sometimes. We'll see how it works. Hopefully we can get enough, okay, out of it. So just pour some out. Maybe I was deceived. Pour some out for my homie. All right, okay. Whoops. Maybe I was deceived. Sorry about that. I misspoke. It just looked like there was nothing in there. Okay, so we're going to take our toothpick or some sort of utensil in there, go in, move it around. You're going to get any bubbles out because usually there's some bubbles in there. And then we're going to cure these. And the cool thing about them is they're going to look like wax seals. So let's cure these up real quick, and then we will stick them on our letters. Alrighty, so we cured those up and they are nice and fully cured. Let's pop them out of the mold here. I'm excited because we can reuse this as many times as we want. Look at that. Oh my god, it looks like a Harry Potter. Sorry if it's very hard to see on camera because I can barely see it even in person. Let's see. Look at that. Whoa, it has a little H on there for Harry, and it's like a wax seal, but it's a pre-made wax seal. So if you were doing letters, you know, you could make these and it would make them easier for you. So we're gonna stick it onto the letters, and I'm just going to use our little mixture of resin with matte top coat. And what I'm going to do is take up my toothpick here, add a little bit on there. Sorry, it's hard to see. And put it as straight as I can try to get it and press it down where I want it. It's okay if it's not straight. So we're going to have to spot cure this. My finger is stuck to it, which is not great. I'll rinse my fingers off right away. Let me cure it down. All right. So we have our little seal on there. As you can see, my fingerprint is attached to it as well, which is awesome. Not. And then you can write on the front whatever you want, Harry or whatever. But I'll probably just be displaying them as this. In the picture, it shows it holding it in its paw right there, but that's not going to happen because I already cured it on there. So I'm going to cure these on real quick, all 4 of them, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I finished up the last 2 letters here, which are awesome. I think it's really cool. And if you see that if you add the matte top coat into a clear resin, it does make it clear. So as you can see, it's not shiny over here, the excess that seeped out. So it does look more a little waxy and it adds to the aesthetic. All right, so we have 4 letters that we can send to whoever we want. But that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed so much. I really enjoyed doing this. I love Harry Potter, as I said in the beginning. Thank you once again. Follow my Instagram. If you have a second, please like the video. It really does help put it out into the algorithm. And follow my Instagram. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much as well. And I will see you once again.